Hello and welcome to this very special video today, guys, on the channel. Yes, my name is DanRobzProbz and today we are focusing on Minecraft Java Edition because as of recording yesterday, that being the 4th of November 2020, we got a Caves and Cliffs update snapshot thing. Yes, how exciting is this? So yes, it is actually 20w45a. And today, all I'm focusing on is the new Amethyst mineral. Now, me being myself, whenever there's a new crazy mineral or ore or anything that is in the vanilla game, I want to know everything about it. How do we get it? How do we farm it? How rare is it? How does it grow? All these different things. So if you're interested in this, please smash the like button because I've spent a very, very long time on this video today. And yes, if you feel like I should do another in-depth one, maybe for the copper ore or something, let me know in the comment section. So let's go and have a look on a random seed and see what we can actually see, if that makes any sense. As in, I want to know how rare these are. I want to show you how common they are or how rare they are and what they actually do and stuff. So we have just spawned in. What I'm going to do first of all is hit myself into spectator mode. And I'm just going to give myself effect, give AS, night vision, 99999, 1, true to remove the fart bubbles. There we go. So hopefully we can see these a lot easier. Wow, there's a double cluster one there. So these are actually the Amethyst geodes that we're looking for. There's another one there, there's another one there, there's another one there. So all in all, guys, they're not that rare, which I actually really, really like because, oh, they're not super, super close. Okay, from that angle, they kind of look like they were. But yes, they're not that rare, but I kind of like that because these crystals take forever to grow, as you're going to see right now. So yes, that little time lapse was 38 minutes long. And out of that, I probably got about 2 fully grown crystals. Not really the speedy kind of farming going on here. But the reason why you really want these things is because of the actual these. So when you come here, you got 2 different types. So you got these budding amethyst blocks, and then you got amethyst blocks. Now, the budding ones are the ones where these actual shards grow from, these crystals. And they are very, very good if you break all the way around these, like so. Love all these sounds. This is very, very good that we got 3 like this because this is going to yield us a bit more crystals. Sometimes they're by themselves, like this one here. And what you can do is break all the way around them. And eventually, over time, I just broke a budding one there, but hey-ho. Over time, they will just grow the crystals, but all the way around it. So you kind of get more from your buck, if that makes sense. Rather like this one, this will only grow 2. You want to grow as much as you can, and you can see sometimes these things are actually hidden. So, what I would highly recommend when this actual update fully comes out is strip mine all of these crystals away, but try and just leave all of these budding ones. And that is going to yield you the most of these shards. So, what are the shards actually used for? Wow, you can actually use them to make a spy glass. Don't know why it's called that. I would have called it a telescope, but hey-ho. Also, there is a new type of glass block, which I absolutely love. I feel like this is probably the best thing introduced in this snapshot by far. I feel like this is amazing. Well, obviously, it wouldn't be there if it wasn't for this thing. Yeah, this spyglass is a bit weird. I kind of like it, but I mean, it's got really good uses when you hit F1. because you remove the horrible circleness of this mess. But anyway, we're not really talking about these two items, but this is why you really, really want these shards, but mainly for the tinted glass, I would say, because you only need one shard for a spyglass. Now, I just want to point out as well, before I get into a bit more technical things, is when you walk on this block, it makes noises. Now, this is actually true for any mob that makes footstep sounds, basically. So, I had an Enderman on my little time lapse. It was making sounds all the time. So, I had to remove the game sound. But yes, you can see when I'm just walking around, it makes little twinkling noises. A bit like wind chimes, I would say. I think that's probably what the sound they've used. Very, very cool, though. I love it. Gives it that spectacle little feel. Anyway, so I'm in survival, and I've got these 4 different little shards set up here, the amethyst crystals. And this is the 4 stages it grows in. So much like crops and, you know, Neverwort and things like that, it has 4 different stages, and it can only grow on these buddings, okay? And yeah, this is where this becomes quite a bit weird. If you try to break these, you can, but they're gone forever. And yes, you cannot use Silk Touch on these buddings neither. So the only way of making farms and stuff is actually, like I said at the start, mining all this stuff out and just kind of leaving these buddings where they are. That's all we can do. But you can see this one's actually started to grow as I've been recording this video, which is quite nice. But yes, you can harvest these ones and you can obtain these, and they don't actually do anything yet. I don't know if they will in the future, but they are a nice little building block. But yes, the 4 stages. This one will yield you no shards, no shards, no shards, and then probably 4, because it always seems to be 4. I don't know if you can get more than that. Probably if you've got, I don't know, fortune, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, on a pickaxe, maybe it will yield a few more. I have not actually tested that. But yes, you're noticing I am using an iron pickaxe. You need to use an iron pickaxe or above to actually gather these amethysts. But yes, that is pretty much how this kind of spawns. There is 2 new block types that come with it as well. I don't really know, again, the uses of these. Maybe they're just for decoration purposes. But it's called Tough and Calcite. Calcite? I think it's supposed to be like calcium, maybe? I'm not 100% sure. But I'm not really focusing on these 2 blocks. I'm mainly focusing on this. But that does only generate with these geodes, which is quite unique in its own little way. So another kind of rare block, I guess. So I thought it would be a good idea just before I do hop onto my little test world to show you how to farm these things quite efficiently. I thought it'd be quite a good idea just to fill this whole area in with air and replace the amethyst block so we get a rough idea how many budding we can actually get if we get rid of all of these and then actually change this into a bit of a farm. We actually get quite a lot, to be fair. I was not really expecting this. I haven't actually tested this. But yes, doesn't that just look really funky and really weird? I really, really like this. I feel like this is a really, really cool little block and a really cool mechanic. But anyway, let's get on a little testing world and see how we can efficiently farm these little things. But what we are really looking for is certain spreading of these. I.e. like 2x2 gaps. It's quite difficult actually to kind of find it like that. Might be a challenge, but the main thing is you can actually remove these if they're in your way. So I'm in my little test world. I've put copper blocks everywhere just to see, as if I was here, these would actually change, because apparently in the changelog they can take up to 50 to 80 Minecraft days or something stupid. I wanted to see, but then I kind of got fed up with the night, but hey ho, I've just set it to daytime now, so they're never going to change. But I wanted to just experiment anyway. So I got all this in front of me, and I'm just going to kind of explain as best I can how I kind of figured all this out. And I just really wanted to see if there was a way to farm these, because these things are actually very useful, as you'll see at the very end. So yes, we've got a chest here, and I did mention about you can craft a few things with these. As of for now, these are the only recipes. So this makes a special glass block called Tinted Glass. And effectively, this is just a solid block which is transparent, which is absolutely amazing. I feel like this is probably one of the best features like ever. I feel like this is so cool. And stupidly, I used up all the crystals. But if you put a crystal right on the top there, I could show you here, like so, you'll get that little spyglass. Which, again, these are the only 2 things you can craft for this as of right now. And you can actually craft blocks as well with 4 crystals. So I could just show you that as well, like that. Again, if you really want to, but you don't really want to use the shards up for that. Because you can't reverse craft them, if that makes sense. So that's the crafting things out the way. I just wanted to kind of explain again how these kind of spawn. So you've seen it already at the very start of the video. They spawn in kind of like special things like this. And these buddings are only where these crystals can grow. So what you need to do is strip all of this apart. And like I said at the start, you need to make sure that you can leave holes underneath these. And then make sure that you don't break these budding ones with the cross in the center, I like to call it. And yeah, they should grow like this. This is the most efficient way to probably like grow these, I would say, because obviously you're getting, like I said at the start, more for your buck. Now, if you really want to, you can limit which angles and things these actually grow on. You can put blocks there, but I've chose some little things here just to show you. You can do buttons, you can do trapdoors, and you can even use signs, look, which is really cool. So if you don't want a certain crystal in a certain angle, you can effectively remove that, which is pretty cool. Now, whilst playing around, I noticed this is a really efficient way to actually gather these. Pistons. Oh my god. Totally possible, guys. This is why I really wanted to show you with this little video today. I'm not really a redstone wizard, but I know enough that I can make a pretty easy farm out of this. Kind of. Using a lot of slime blocks and pistons, you can. So on to design number 1. I'm not really a redstone wizard, as I said, but I feel like this is totally possible, but it's going to require you to be like mid to end game resource-wise, because there's a lot of hoppers involved, there's a lot of iron, obviously, with pistons, and you need loads of slime blocks for this. So I've used sticky pistons here, and obviously you don't have to use these. This is just what I've used. And what I've actually done is just made it so the slime blocks are attaching to these little amethysts, and they actually stick to it, which is fantastic. And you can literally pull them off, and they break. But you can definitely see there's issues with this. You kind of lose drops, but you can definitely see this is totally possible. And yes, just literally pull them off like that. And I've managed to get all the way around. Now, you can actually attach 7 slime blocks, I believe, to a piston, and it should pull them or push them. Again, I don't really know what the difference is between a slime block and a honey block, apart from that you can climb down it slower. I'm not like super technical with redstone, but I feel like this is pretty cool. It's pretty fun. So on to design number 2. I've got a bit of an old school hopper clock system here. I don't know if people still use these things, but hey ho, this is perfect for this. I've got it on about about a 30-second kind of timer or something like that, roughly. It doesn't really matter. And yes, amethysts would grow on these, and obviously when they break, they get pushed into this water all the way into this hopper where there's a chest at the very end. Now, if I do this little command here and set this to 1,000, you'll see this thing grow in action. Because these are obviously all connected to random tick speeds. But remember, I won't get the actual shards unless they are fully grown. But you can see this isn't going over all of the crystals. But this is what I was mentioning when we're actually in our little world. When I actually removed all of the amethyst crystals, not the budding, with the fill command. I was trying to look for ones with 2 gaps. Now this is why, because you can kind of adjust this. But if you imagine you've got loads and loads and loads of these things everywhere, you could obviously just stick loads of these things in and out, pushing out. Maybe you got some in different heights or something, and you could stick sticky pistons and slime blocks to that and just have this weird slime block kind of sticky mess, and it will hopefully gather up all of these shards. But yes, I've got exactly the same thing on the other side. But I wanted to just show you here that it's kind of a bit like Tetris. And yeah, you kind of just doing the opposite way around. So you can stick it all together and get as much as you can for it. But yeah, that's kind of my best kind of farmy idea for now. So I also found out something else, which I don't know if this is an exploit or a bug or if this is intentional or what. But if I give myself a silk touch here, and if I just go to any of these and just change my game mode to survival, look, grab one of these, we get the actual crystal. Now this is 100% intentional, I get that. And we can literally place these on any kind of block we want, which is pretty cool. But I was playing around with sticky pistons and hopper clocks and stuff. And yeah, you can place these on any blocks. Look what I found out. I guess that's probably an exploit. Maybe that needs fixing, and it's definitely probably a bug. I don't think that's supposed to happen, right? Surely. I don't know if it's the same with honey blocks, but yes, if you do want to use this, I guess that's how you kind of do it. I think this is probably stopped because some of the crystals, yeah, they kind of got in there. They kind of spit out everywhere, so you've got to make sure that you probably would want to cover these up, right? I guess we can make some of these, right? But yeah, I hope they fix that before the release. That kind of eliminates this whole video, really. But yeah, that is a bit of an exploit if you really want to do that. But it is a snapshot, so they're probably going to find that and fix that quite fast, I would say. But anyway, also, I wanted to test some other things as well. Now, obviously, I'm only doing these from the sides. Now, I actually came up with the idea of, why don't I do it from the top? You know, it kind of makes sense. I've got 7 slime blocks here, all connected to each other. And you can see, if I push this down, that should just break that crystal. And then all of these other slime blocks will come down, and they should actually attach to them all, apart from this bottom one. So this is what happens. Don't do that, because you'll lose the budding, guys. Just wanted to warn you that. If you push a piston down on one of these crystals, it will break the actual budding as well. Now, this is another kind of farm idea. Now, obviously, these pistons are pushing these little amethyst shards or crystals or whatever you want to call them. And yes, you can literally just push them off like this. And then over time, that will grow. And this is probably the most, you know, consistent farm idea, I would say. But you would obviously have to set up, again, another kind of timer for this. But don't forget, pistons can push 11 blocks. So, yes, this whole setup, you can keep a massive line of them, look, which is quite cool. Now, obviously, I've got to wait for another one to grow. But you can see I am pushing these crystals onto other things, but they will not grow, guys. Remember, I've got ticking speed on 1,000 right now, and they are 100% not growing. They have to be on this budding block for them to actually grow into fully grown, i.e. adult ones, I should say. But yes, that is all the kind of farmy ideas I've come up with this morning. There might be some other ones. I know you could probably use TNT, but TNT is a bit dangerous, really, because these things are not very blast resistant, these budding blocks. So you've got to be careful if you're going to be using that. So lastly, I thought I would go ahead and make myself the legendary mob grinder. Out of all of this new tinted glass, because apparently this blocks light, right? Oh my god, this thing is fantastic now. You can definitely see where, if you're using this block, you can see how to make your mob farms, or any farms in general, more efficient. Because obviously, normally you would have to use like cobblestone or solid blocks, right? And you would never be able to see actually through there. But yes, with this block, you can actually work out stuff now. And I feel like this block is going to be a very, very useful in this next upcoming update. So what I'm going to do is just put the game to hard, and we should see loads of slimes everywhere as usual, because this is a flat world. But you can start to see hostile mobs will spawn in there. Obviously, the bigger I made that, the further away I made it, the lower down, because this is Java and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's going to be different, but you can see. Hello, Mr. Creeper. I can see you. It's so weird, and my god, bats spawn like mad on Java edition, don't they? But anyway, guys, I'm DanRobzProbz. If you think I've missed anything, let me know in the comment section, as always. And yeah, I really look forward to hearing what you guys think about this kind of style of video. I don't really do ones like this, but if you really like it, obviously you know what to do. And yeah, I might do copper next, because that has got some really interesting properties. And I really want to do a build and let it weather over, but My God, my computer will probably die. I'm going to have to do an all-nighter, I think. AFK session. Anyway, guys, I'm DanRobzProbz. Thank you very much for watching, as always. Take care. Bye.